Welcome to Pop Culture Icons. I'm your host, Maya Starr. Today on Pop Culture Icons, imagine a world where the color of your skin dictates your worth, where dreams are deferred and hope feels like a dangerous weapon. Today, witness the shocking moment a gunshot silences a voice for peace, and discover how one man's fight against injustice can ignite your own courage to climb the mountain of change. The night swallows sound. A single gunshot pierces the Memphis darkness, and the world changes forever. You might think this is a story about an ending, but it's really about a beginning. About how one man's dream refuses to die, even when he does. April 4th, 1968. A balcony railing splinters. Blood spreads across concrete like a stain of unfinished hope. Martin Luther King Jr. lies silent, but his voice echoes louder than the violence that tried to silence him. How does a dream survive its dreamer? You know about injustice. You felt that moment when the world seems fundamentally, brutally wrong. Now imagine the American South in the 1950s, a landscape carved by invisible walls, separate water fountains, playgrounds divided by invisible but impenetrable boundaries, Black children playing in dusty, cramped spaces while white children enjoyed manicured parks. This wasn't history, this was daily survival. The color of your skin determined everything, where you could eat, sleep, learn, dream. An entire system designed to crush human potential before it could even breathe. Martin Luther King Jr. was born into this world, but he refused to accept its rules. Martin, ML to his family, was different from the start. A curious child in Atlanta with eyes that saw beyond what others accepted. While gospel music filled his home, racism hummed its constant, ugly melody outside. Imagine a young boy watching a friend's father forbid them from playing together, simply because of skin color. How does a child process such a fundamental rejection? ML didn't just experience racism. He studied it, questioned it, let it fuel something deeper than anger, a profound commitment to understanding human dignity. His intellectual hunger became his first weapon against oppression. He wasn't a saint. ML struggled with depression, with self-doubt. After his grandmother's death, he even attempted suicide, a raw, human moment that reveals the emotional toll of constant struggle. Think about your own moments of despair. How many would have given up? But ML chose differently. He transformed pain into purpose. As a brilliant student, ML discovered that academic success offered no shield against daily humiliations. Talented, educated, yet constantly reminded of his place in a broken society. This was his first real battleground, not with fists or weapons, but with intellect and an unshakable moral vision. Montgomery would become his proving ground. The bus boycott wasn't just a protest, it was a strategic symphony of resistance. Imagine crowded, late-night meetings, whispered plans, the constant threat of violence hanging like thick humidity. Fear was everyone's companion, yet they continued. Failure was not an option. Inspired by Gandhi, ML reimagined resistance. Fighting violence with more violence would only perpetuate the cycle of harm. Instead, he proposed something revolutionary: transform your opponent through love. Picture people marching peacefully, facing dogs and fire hoses. Their dignity became their most powerful weapon. A single, worn Bible became his constant companion, not just a religious text, but a blueprint for social transformation. Every page a potential strategy, every verse a potential revolution. The movement was never about ML. It was about reclaiming collective human dignity. If you're enjoying pop culture icons, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, The Fame Formula. Discover how unknowns like Elon, Taylor Swift, and Beyoncé became cultural phenomena. Now, back to the episode. The unused bus became a powerful metaphor. Once a tool of oppression, now a silent testament to collective resistance. When an entire community refuses to participate in a system, the system cannot survive. Are there systems in your life waiting to be transformed? Leadership is never a straight path. As ML's influence grew, so did the internal tensions. Younger activists challenged his nonviolent approach, arguing that passive resistance moved too slowly. The movement wasn't a monolithic force, but a complex ecosystem of competing ideas. Imagine carrying the hopes of an entire community while being simultaneously celebrated and criticized. The Nobel Peace Prize should have been a moment of pure triumph. Yes, the world said, you are doing important work. But always followed criticism from within, surveillance from the FBI, constant threats. Memphis, 1968. ML's last days were a study in exhaustion and unwavering commitment. The sanitation workers' strike became his final battlefield. Watch him in that moment, fatigue etched into his face, yet his passion undiminished. His speech, "I've been to the mountaintop," wasn't just words, it was a prophecy. He knew, somehow he knew. Time seems to slow on that balcony, the air thick with tension, a single moment where history pivots. The gunshot isn't just a sound, it's a rupture in the fabric of a nation's consciousness. Silence follows, then chaos. But here's the profound truth. They could kill the man, but never the dream. ML's legacy didn't end with his death. It transformed. You can trace his teachings through every subsequent movement for justice, from Black Lives Matter to global human rights campaigns. His ideas didn't die, they multiplied. Here's what most people miss. Progress isn't a destination. It's a continuous journey. ML understood that the mountaintop isn't a place you reach. It's a commitment you renew every single day. Look around you. Where are the invisible walls in your world? What systems have you accepted without questioning? ML's life wasn't about being a superhero. It was about recognizing that every single person has the power to challenge what seems unchangeable. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to become a creator of change. Not through grand gestures, but through persistent, loving resistance to injustice. Wherever you see division, build bridges. Wherever you encounter hate, respond with understanding. The mountain is still there, and you, yes, you are part of the climbing team. His dream did not die that night. It lives in you, waiting to be awakened. What will you do? On the next episode of Pop Culture Icons. The fight for justice never ends. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy lives on, but have you ever wondered what it was like for another First Lady who had to carry her own burden of loss and change? This week, we step away from the podium and into the personal sphere of power as we delve into Jackie Kennedy's quiet strength and resilience in the face of unimaginable tragedy. From one influential figure to another, this story promises to be a profound journey through heartbreak and triumph, proving once again that history is made not just by actions, but also by the unspoken courage within. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code, or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, The Fame Formula. 7 days, 7 brilliant tactics. Learn the mindset to go from invisible to influential using the dark arts of fame engineering. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/PCI. Thanks for watching.